Do you live in the US and want fast, fresh and tasty meals without the hassle of shopping or all that hard work preparation? Well, don't you worry, as a lazy man, I've got you covered. Try America's #1 meal kit service, HelloFresh, and get yourself fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered direct to your door. So why not eat well, stay healthy, and avoid the cost of regular takeout by trying HelloFresh? Just click the link in the description below for a special limited time discount and free shipping as well. Enjoy. We'll mark this episode in the timeline because today we'll decide whether we're going to fall short again or whether we've got a chance at the Irish Premiership title. At the moment, Linfield have 8 games in hand, and if they win them all, they go 8 points clear at the top. But we face them back to back in this episode in the league. If we can win them both, we are back in charge. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 86 of this Build a Nation story, Lifting Spirits with me, Daniel. We are back today to face Linfield back to back. These 2 games basically decide who's in charge of the title race, and we've already had one little moment where we've gone toe to toe off the pitch, because on deadline day we had a scrap over a player, and for once Distillery won. So if you're looking forward to seeing if we can get the results, it's a minimum of 4 points from this basically. And please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments how you think we get on, because the truth of the matter is, every time we've played one of the top 2 sides this year, we've lost. And that is, unfortunately, what is currently costing us in this title race. But let's start by having a look at ourselves and the schedule, because we have been pretty good ourselves. We've lost 2 games, one in the cup against Linfield and one in the league against Larne, annoyingly. But overall, it's been a really good spell. You're with me at the end of December. What have we done in January? Well, we won 3-2 against Ballymena United, 2 for Hartman and 1 for McElhatton off the bench, proved to be the winner as well. A 3-0 win at Glenarvan with Hartman, Goss and Griffiths, a 2-0 win against Cliftonville with Ampardy and Goss again, a 1-0 win at Dungannon thanks to Callum Wilson, an unlikely hero there, before defeat against Linfield with a complete reserve side. David Varmer got the early goal, but Murphy in goal had a stinker, Jake Cooper made a mistake at the back. Against Carrick, we won 1-0 at home with a Rui Hartman penalty. A 3-1 defeat at Larne after Rui Hartman equalised, we fell apart. And a 3-0 win at home to Crusaders, last time out on deadline day. And Rui Hartman again with a hat-trick. So now we face Linfield back-to-back in what are sure to be title deciders. But before we go and meet the signing that came in on deadline day, let me show you Linfield's schedule, because it is horrific. They have only played half of their league season so far, and we're in February. They're in the League Cup final. They played the Shield final 2 days ago. They're in the Irish Cup still after beating us. And they've got the SPFL Trust Trophy semi against Larne, ironically. So might be a Northern Irish winner there. They've also played in the Europa League up till the end of January. And they did really well, picking up 4 points at the end, including a draw against Hibs in a league that's been loaded from the start. And in the league, they haven't even conceded a goal this calendar year. It is a very different level to what we're used to. They've signed big players in January. They've nicked one from their rivals Alarm for 200 grand, who's a rock solid defender. They've signed a big player from Hull, who was on loan playing regularly in League One for Lincoln last year, who again, at 25, is a Northern Irish international. They're signing players from Motherwell at 20 who are good enough to compete, but also superstars for the future. But they did miss out on one signing, and that man came to us, because Jim Wood is leaving for Glentoran. We knew that was going to happen. A few others went out on loan. We took one calculator gamble we'll talk about in a minute. But Rawari Lennon came in on deadline day. He was wanted by Linfield, but I'm guessing they didn't offer him a first team squad role. So he joins us as a 4-star centre mid and attacking mid. He is a brilliant player at 25. Just left Bohemians where he played 200 league games, and he's a big step up. Whether it's the deep line playmaker role, whether it's the attacking midfield role. He adds depth, he adds quality. And when we're looking at next summer, yes, we've had the signings of Parry, we've had the signing of Hartman up front, Akumu as well, but we've got to start going to the next level. We tried it with that Anderson a couple of months ago on trial, but this guy is the one to do it. New highest paid player at the club, albeit only just. He is a superstar, and if next year we can get him and Griffiths in our midfield, maybe we've got gems that can create openings. In terms of the outs though, Barry Bagley went to Halifax on loan for the rest of the season. We say goodbye to him. Lewis Scott went on loan to Cliftonville. He'll spend the rest of the season there. We're trying to strengthen other sides so they can beat Linfield, but at the moment it's not happening. Colin McCann to Glenn Torrent, similar situation there. And of course, we've got a far better replacement now. But the calculated gamble was Declan Gray. We have sold him to Larne. He's sort of the second best youngster from that intake. He's got about 4-star potential, was 1.5 ability. He wasn't going to get in our first team anytime soon. He didn't really want to sign a contract with us reasonably. So we've sent him to Larne. It's a small fee up front, 2,500. But we've got a 50% sell-on clause. We've got a buyback for £1 million, which means we can sign him back later in the save for £1 million and get 500 grand of it. He's also already homegrown at the club, and we got a friendly out of Larne for it. So this is a deal which I think if he develops at Larne, who are professional, who have got better facilities, all of that stuff, and then reaches his potential, we can bring him back later. So looking forward to seeing what he does there. But it's a calculated risk, and we'll see if it works out. So in terms of the transfer window, I'm pretty happy with what we did. We said we'd only sign people if they were going to be stars. We got one, and we got a few bits of deadwood out the club for now. So let's go through to the fixtures with that done. I should mention Larne as well. They've just signed a couple of brilliant young players. Connor Kennedy, the best one, 100 odd grand from Plymouth at 19. He's a senior international in the future, no doubt about that. He's already a great leader as well. So let's go and get through to Linfield versus Distillery. First game is away at Windsor Park. And of course, if Linfield win these two, it's an awful situation for us. They will then be, 10 points behind with 8 games in hand, which could allow them a 14-point lead. I would expect them to slip up once or twice in the run-in. They are just starting to get real problems with injuries. Ferisaj, who's been a star for them, he is out for the season, damaged cruciate ligaments. They've had Mackie out for a while, but they've still managed to win games. They've also had Johnston out, the man who they signed, and McClellan, the centre-half. But, crucially for them, they are starting to get people back, and they've still got a big enough squad to compete. They played 2 days ago. If you have a look at their fitness, they're not in great shape at the minute. But they've got a whole bench of players who are as good as ours, and they can bring them in today. So I'm interested to see what approach they go for. We're not going to go as cautious as normal. We're being recommended defensive. We're going to drop to balance, of course. We know positive didn't work. We've tried it already. But the last game we lost to them in the cup, we actually played really well. So I want to get our squad out as strong as possible. We've got 15 days off after this. Linfield have got about 6 games in between. So we have got to take advantage. Let's go through our 11 in full, because I've taken a couple of big decisions. Kean, the centre-half, is the only one not to make it that would have been playing. In terms of the rest, we've gone for Bell instead of Williams at left-back. Williams settling in at the club, but just declining a little. Not as physical, not as good in the air. And Linfield have got a habit for playing strikers out wide who are 6 foot, who are good in the air, and who like to attack the back post. So I wanted big men up there, but certainly more physical players. So Curtis Bell in at left-back, Harley Jones in at centre-half. Lennon is on the bench, will make his debut today at some point, and Ben Parry is also on the bench. We're leaving Varma in because he started to play well. Hartman is the goal scorer up front, so we stick with him. It is Neil Kane in goal, Akumu and Bell the fullbacks with Goss and Jones at centre-half. Whitehall and Daniels the midfield too. They're going to be under pressure soon. Puarte and Varma the wingers, Griffiths in the middle, and Rui Hartman through the middle up front. How do you think we get on in these 2 games? Can we get the positive results we need? We have to avoid defeat. Quite simply, we have to. The gap can't get wider. Ultimately, we'd love 2 wins, but I'm not sure that's possible. Linfield won a cup final just 2 days ago. Are they going to back it up here? Or are we going to make inroads in a title push? Well, there you go. Linfield have brought in 7 players for today's game. They've made big changes. They've kept in McGuckin and Kellyman, though, the players who will get them the goals. And if you look at the ones who have come in, Hancock's the man they've just signed from Larne for 200 grand. Bain is an international footballer. Ollie Webber is their first choice keeper. Pingo is arguably their first choice left back. He's just playing a bit further forward. So it's still a very good team. It's still going to be difficult. But I want them to pick up where they left off. I want to see Rui Hartman be clinical. We've got to drop back a bit because whenever we've chased the game against them, we have been caught on the counter. The aim here as well, if we can stay in it for the first half, is then second half we should have the legs. Then we see how much we can get on their back. But for now, we've got to keep cautious. We've got to keep in the game. We cannot afford to be 2 or 3 down at the break again. So let's see if we can stay in it. No Larne game tonight as well. They've got games in hand, but they can't catch us if they win them. I think they say 3 points behind despite their win against us. So they then immediately drew away at Ballymena. And that's been their season. They've just dropped silly points, but They're in the knockout round of Europe again. They're doing really well. And this game has been a nothing one so far, which works for us. As here comes Martin, the new signing to Bain. He was linked with us in January, that Bain. He was on the transfer list briefly. As McGuckin on the right cuts in. Bell does well. Cross in, no. Kellyman there. Jones heads away to Whitehall. One back by Ravenhill. We can't get out. Pingo's cross to the back post. Finds McGuckin. It's all up Linfield at the minute. Nearly called them Larn. As Bain puts it in. Kellyman's up. Headers over the bar. They've got a big target man. They've got quality players out wide. And we're struggling to contain them. But at the moment, it's goalless and there's not been many chances. Probably the best we could hope for away. They've got a set piece again now. Do not let in a goal like this. Can we counter them? It's a poor ball. Hartman brings it away. Support on the right from Puarte. There's two making a run. Puarte back to Hartman. Shoots from distance. Now against any other opposition, he'd have the confidence to run in behind. There he rushes it. He shoots from outside the box. And at half-time, it's 0-0. It's a really poor game. We're having more of the ball, which I hope will help physically. But at the moment, it's not enough. Now, what state are they in physically? Not a very good one going forward. At the back, they basically all change. But they don't have much in terms of attacking quality on the bench. They've got a defender that's fully fit. They've got a left midfielder who's fully fit but quite young. And they've also brought on a number 10 at half-time who's a good youngster. But again, not a standout player. Now, Linfield are at the stage now with 7 or 8 changes and with 4 or 5 injuries where the players they're bringing off the bench are no better than ours. We today have got Lennon to bring on. We've got Parry to bring on. That's the difference. But we've got to be 0-0 when we do it. And here's McGuckin trying to change that for Linfield now. Cuts inside from the right to Martin. Big new signing who we can't attract. On $4,500 a week for 400 grand. It's a little bit of a different world. We need to go pro to change it. And we've got to start winning these games to do it. As Bain finds Gullier. Over the top towards Collins. We've lost our man. Goss don't dive in there. Cross towards Kellyman. Oh, it's a great save from Kane. Tips onto the post. I thought he'd got a weak hand on it. Was about to go in. I'm sure you heard the start of the sigh. But we get away with it. It stays 0-0. But it's all infield. And changes are going to be needed. As Collins on the right-hand side of our defence. But they're left. Back to Hancock who goes long. Brady's in. Cross the flex. Kane gets up. I'm looking at Varmer and Griffiths having poor games. Lennon and Parry will be on imminently. But what are we going to do first? I'm seeing Daniel struggling with his mentality too. As Harley Jones ignores the game plan, panics and goes long. And now it's going to cost us because Goss has missed his header. And Collins has hit the post. McAllister is on for McGuckin. And we have got away with murder there. Let's go and get the changes on. Daniels is nervous, so Robinson for him. Lennon apprehensive. You are going to be a star today. And on the left is Ben Parry coming on. Let's give the team talk there because I want to say, I trust you to make the difference, make me proud. No reaction from Lennon, not quite what we wanted. 3 subs made though, these need to be game changers. And we're straight at the other end with Akumu, throws into Puarte. Akumu supporting again. Made the odd rush challenge, but generally been a good signing back there. As Whitehall steps on the ball, gives it away to Martin. Pingo can bring it clear. We can't give away chances like that. Pingo down the left, good challenge Whitehall, got back. But still loses it again. Akumu wins it. Back to Kane in goal. I'm waiting for something stupid to happen. Please don't let it be. Out to Bell on the left. He's been solid. Goes back to Goss. Bell again. We're building up slowly. Where is the chance going to come? Back to Goss. This is fine. Not going to complain. Harley Jones out wide to the right. Puarte back to Akumu. And again. Nice 1-2. But again, it's good football. It's composed. And that is going to be a red card. There is the signal for us to push. They're tired. They've got a red. They're down to 10. Now we go back to our normal game plan. Positive against Linfield. This is the chance. We've got to try and take it. And Whitehall's passed it straight back to them. Let them through on the counter. Goss defends it really well. He's had a good season too. Although I've got to say, with Goss, he needs a partner now. Because Keane and Jones are the weak link as it's a long ball forward. Misdirected. Jones will pick it up. This is a very long highlight. I know we've had a red in it, but surely it's going to lead to something. As Kellyman heads it forward, it's given away to Parry. Whitehall nicks it in the centre circle. Left to Parry, through to Hartman. Rui Hartman puts it in. On the volley first time to the top corner. Pingo sent off. We're getting told that again for some reason. But we're going attacking. We're 1-0 up. This is the chance at the title. As Webber gets the ball long. Flicked on towards Goss who heads clear. Hartman down for Lennon. Off the bench gives the ball away. Not quite what we wanted. Through ball is intercepted by Bell for Linfield and Goss will clear it downfield. We can't afford to keep going long here. I don't know why we're doing it in this game. But Hartman goes wide to Puarte. If we can make it 2, I'll start to relax. He gets to the byline. Great run. Up to Parry. Back across goal. Half-headed clear and then just hoof downfield. Kellyman loses it to Goss and Whitehall. Lovely turn. Lovely touch. Shots just over the bar. We're starting to purr now. Puarte is going to be replaced in a minute. He'll come off for Pardy. We've got 10 minutes to go. We are 1-0 up. And crucially, we're 1 man up as well. I'm looking at where we can make changes. And I'm thinking, as unconventional as it is, I'm going to go Wilson for Akumu. Again, he's bigger at the back post. He's better in the air. They're going to play more direct now with 10 men. So let's try and take advantage as Whitehall. Just give us a second goal. Let us relax with Pardy. Oh, that's a bad tackle. That's a red as well, you know. Linfield are disintegrating. A second red card, and it's Martin the January signing. We are now playing against 9 men. And this is not just about us winning this game. This is about Linfield now having suspensions for the weekend with a tiny squad. As Harley Jones, I don't know why you're taking a back heel free kick. I'm not happy with that. Bell releases Parry though. This could be the one. Across the box to Hartman. The flex wide off the new sign-in. And it's out for a corner. But with 30 seconds to go, this is exactly where we want it. What a performance from our lads. We've been solid. We've been disciplined. And Linfield have run out of legs. And we just have to hope that carries into other games as Goss is up. Maybe they prioritise Europe and let this go. Maybe they prioritise the SPFL trophy. For us, Parry makes the difference off the bench, sets up the goal for Hartman. And 2 red cards for Linfield. Well done, lads. You were brilliant. Now you've got to back it up at home. We can win that. The title race is in our hands. Let's go and see how Linfield get on the next 2 weeks. We'll be back in a minute to face them again. Well, a bit trickier for us this time because Linfield have had a whole 3 days off and have another 3 before their semi-final in the SPFL Trust Trophy. But big news for us before the game as well. Brian Farmer now happy to stay because no one offered his transfer valuation. We will get him a new contract and tie him down for next year. In terms of the fixtures though, it is Distillery v Linfield. If we win this, there will be 6 games between us and we will be 16 points clear. Let's go and get through the tactical meeting. Let's close down Joe O'Neill, who is certainly not a regular starter for them. Still a better player than most of ours at 19 though, and not a first teamer. So a few players weaker. They've got both of the lads that probably got sent off last time. They've still got a pretty strong squad. So let's go and pick our 11. We'll be back in a minute to run through it. Well, 2 pretty predictable changes to our starting 11 today. 2 of the men that made an impact off the bench last match, and then 1 more to the squad. We've taken a gamble at the back. I'm leaving Bell and Jones in, who played really well. That means that Williams and Kean, who's returning to fitness, will make do with a place on the bench. We've also brought in for Varmer and Griffiths, Ben Parry, the man who set up the winner, and Ruari Lennon for his first start on the big occasion. Let's go and get through to it at home to Linfield. We'll drop to balanced again, but this is a real opportunity, and we cannot let it slip. Well, Northern Irish football stands still for this one, as 7 changes are made again. Linfield bring in the likes of McAllister, who has broken our hearts before, and McGuckin, who got a rest on Tuesday night. There's also a return for their Northern Irish international centre-half, who got a rest against us last time, and Ravenhill, who often is a first-teamer. So let's go and tell the lads to impress us. A couple of them motivated. We're going to go balanced. We're going to get through the dressing room. We're going to get into the first half of this crucial title decider. We've got to avoid defeat to be in it. And if we can win it, we are well and truly back in charge of this race. Let's go and skip through to the first half, see how we get on. It's an early free kick for Distillery on the right. Daniels puts the cross in towards Harley Jones. Is he onside? Is he onside? Oh, he is. It's going to count. What a dream start that is for Distillery. No idea what the celebration is. But 3.5 minutes in, and we are 1-0 up and going from the kickoff. I should mention as well that cup defeat to Linfield last month. Record gate receipts for a game for us, as they're in straight away with Kellyman. He must have been off. Please don't let them have scored from the kickoff. Please don't let them. Oh my God, it's onside. They have scored from a punt from the kickoff. What on earth are you doing in defence? They've literally kicked off, laid it back to the centre-half, hoofed it over the top, and the centre-halves have parted. That is pathetic. But what I was saying before all of that is that we may well set an attendance and a gate receipts record again, because nearly 4,000 were expected, and that's what we've got. I'm hoping we'll pass 100k for gate receipts, as it's a Linfield free kick to the back post. Jones wins the header. It's just wide, but this is starting to look ominous now. Let's go and encourage the lads. Linfield are getting on top. We need to stay in the game. Same as last time out. You'd imagine they'll tire towards the end. But the problem is, giving away a goal like that, you just take away the confidence out of the stadium. We had one chance, we scored it, and then conceded immediately. We're controlling possession. We've got the players back on board, albeit a few nerves, and the players we've brought in have made no impact. But if we talk to the opposition instructions, I mean, look at some of their players. They're knackered already. Well, it's been a quiet start to the half. The hour mark is up, and there's nothing really happening. So let's go and try and change the game again. We've got to be the proactive ones at the minute. The draw's not a bad result for Linfield. Akumu is going to come off for Kean at right back. Again, extra height at the back post. Daniel's on a yellow. Do I trust him? I'm going to have to. I think I have to. I'm going to bring off Parry for Varma on the left and Pardy for Puati on the right. Hartman I can't take off in a game like this. It leaves us with Robinson and Griffiths. What do we do? Daniels is going to come off for Griffiths. Robinson will come on for Whitehall. And then we're going to drop Lennon into the deep line playmaker role with Morgan Griffiths as the number 10. 5 changes is a big opportunity. We've got a free kick first on the left-hand side with Curtis Bell. Pending changes always makes me worried as Daniels finds Whitehall to Lennon. Oh, that's the goal! Ruari Lennon! This is why we signed him. This is why we gave him the biggest contract at the club. And that is why we said, if we sign a player in January, it is going to be someone special. It is going to be someone who makes a real difference to this football club. And Ruari Lennon might have just scored the most important goal of the season. We haven't created great chances in this game. But that, a bit like what we saw when we played PSV in Europe in those qualifiers, it's a moment of magic. It's someone who can win you a game with one kick of the ball. And Lennon has scored an absolute screamer. As we've got a throw on the left-hand side. Linfield will chase it now and we should find gaps as Varma. On the left, chance to cross. There's 3 in the middle. Cuts inside himself. Might shoot. Does shoot. Deflects by Mills and he gets it off the line. Just took the pace off the shot. We've been so much better here. There's 3 minutes added on. And I'm sure you'll forgive me this time. I don't often have to do it here anymore. But we are going to time waste our backsides off. We're going to have 2 deep line playmakers. 1 on defend, 1 on support. And Pardy and Varma, I'm afraid you're going to drop back in here. We're going to time waste all the time. We're going to be more disciplined. And we're going to slow it down when we get the ball. We're not going to go too deep, too cautious. With 3 to go, we're going to try and see it out slowly. Can we get the win? I think we're going to. What a January signing Ruari Lennon is. Robinson picks up a knock in the end, which might be an issue. But Lennon, what a way to make an impact. First start for the club. First goal. And it is a screamer to put us right back in charge of this title race. Now, if we win every game between here and the end of the season, because we've got 1 more against Linfield, we will be champions. And that is potentially the biggest episode of the lot. What a hero Ruari Lennon is. What are your long shot rating? 13. I'm not going to argue with that today. Let's go and continue, look at the schedule and see when we're going to be back. This is going to be tasty. Well, here it is. It's a crucial moment. Linfield can now only go 2 points clear of us, but 2 of their games in hand are against Larne. So someone's going to slip up. We probably need a favour from the latter now. They're going to probably give us a game as well. We've got 1 game against Larne. They've got 2. Let's hope they drop more points than us. A brilliant result in both games. A brilliant performance from the lads. Aitken's training well. Robinson's out for a while. That's not particularly good, but at least it's at a stage of the season where things are quieter. We've got basically 3 weeks off after our next 2 games. And with Lennon in that form, we might not even miss him. We're going to come back probably for the last game before the league split. Because, let's be honest, the Larne game is one of the biggest ones remaining. If the first game after the split is Larne or Linfield, it might be crucial too. Remember last year, what cost us the title? We drew 4 games after the split. We struggled on a big occasion. So between Larne and the end of the season, you're probably going to see most of the games. Can we win the title though? That is the big question. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you're looking forward to the rest of the season and you did enjoy those 2 huge wins, please do put a thumbs up on the video. I normally ask you what you think of the January signings, but it's not even in question now, is it? If you want to stay up to date with the end of this thrilling title race, then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back here in a couple of days' time, as I hope our first title draws ever closer. In the meantime, we're back with a big one from the head coach tomorrow. You can find that in the eye above, the latest season, as well as the Twitch channel, the football podcast, and the blog story as well. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the support. Now let's hope Linfield have a few more injuries and maybe a few more slip-ups. I'll see you in a couple of days' time to find out if they have.